Hello, friend. I'm so glad you're here. Come on in. In today's adventure to rewire our beautiful, flexible, changeable brains, we are headed to the English countryside to spend a rainy afternoon in a charming little cottage tucked just beyond a quiet village. We are going to curl up with a good book while a pot of yummy, comforting stew cooks over the warm, crackling fire. I hope you'll come along with me. Sit back, relax, and let's step into this story together. Off we go. The air is sweet with the scent of summer wildflowers and warm earth as I step barefoot on to the smooth stones of the garden path. A soft breeze stirs the leaves of the fruit trees and rustles through the vines that climb the stone walls of my little cottage. Just ahead, the garden stretches out in a delightful tangle of colors and textures. Rows of plump vegetables nestled beside fragrant herbs. I take a slow, deep breath, letting the fresh air fill my lungs. The sky above is soft blue. The golden light of the afternoon spills across the cottage walls, highlighting the old wooden beams and the ivy creeping up the stone chimney. Birds chatter lightly in the distance, their melodies weaving through the garden. With a woven basket in hand, I wander through the garden, feeling the earth beneath my feet. I pluck tender carrots from the soft, rich soil. Their bright orange roots trailing with little clumps of earth. And then a handful of potatoes, firm and warm from the sun, settle into my basket beside a cluster of plump tomatoes, their skins taut and glossy. A few more things, and then the herbs are last to join. Sprigs of basil, a few leaves of sage, and a generous handful parsley. Their scents bursting in the air as I pick them. As I straighten up, stretching my back, a hush falls over the land. A shift in the air. I glance toward the horizon where distant clouds gather. Their edges are tinged in silver. The scent of rain, earthy and electric, drifts toward me on the wind. A few cool drops kiss my cheeks and dapple the garden leaves. With a smile, I turn toward the cottage, crossing the little stone bridge that arches over the narrow, babbling stream. The wooden door greets me with a familiar creak as I step inside, into the warm, welcoming glow of home. The kitchen and living room share an open space where old wooden beams stretch across the ceiling and shelves line the walls, brimming with books. The air inside carries the soft, lingering scent of dried herbs and flowers, and the faint smokiness of past fires. I set the basket on the worn wooden counter. I wash up and then reach for a knife. Its well-worn, smooth wooden handle fits comfortably in my palm. I slice through each of the vegetables, their crisp texture satisfying beneath the blade. The scent of fresh chopped herbs mingle with the sweet burst of tomato juice as I drop everything into the heavy iron pot, adding water and a touch of salt before setting it over the hearth. A flick of a match, a soft whoosh, and the fire springs to life, crackling and snapping as the wood takes the flame. The warmth spreads through the room, dancing along the old stone walls and flickering against the glass of the reading nook window. Outside, the rain has settled into a steady rhythm. Tiny rivers tracing paths down the glass. I pull a thick, knitted blanket from the armchair and I settle into the reading nook. It overlooks the garden. The cushions are soft and welcoming beneath me. The firelight flickers near me, casting golden patterns across the pages of the book that I absorb myself into. It's a well-loved tale with pasty, musty-smelling dog ear bent pages that whisper as I turn them. And then a gentle weight presses against my legs, and I glance down to find my cat's warm body curled up beside me. Her purring is a soft, steady hum, blending with the sound of rain tapping against the cottage roof. Minutes stretch into an hour. The world outside softened by mist and falling rain. The scent of the stew grows richer and fuller, wrapping the room in its warmth. I take a deep breath in. I can almost taste it. I stretch, rising up from the nook and shuffling over to the hearth. I lift the wooden spoon and give the stew a slow stir, watching as the bubbling flavors melt and the steam curls up in fragrant swirls. I ladle a portion into a deep earthen bowl, carrying it over to the sturdy wooden table. The first spoonful is rich, full of warmth and depth. The herbs bright against the soft, hearty vegetables. Each soothing bite fills me with a quiet, contented satisfaction. The kind that lingers. The kind that feels like home. Welcome back, dear friend. Our time at the cottage comes to an end. I hope you'll take a moment to thank yourself for showing up and giving yourself this moment of self-care. And also, thank you for coming along on this little adventure with me today. Come back anytime.